can't be exercised inexorably. To Duskwood. Master Caravan's quest is the expulsion of evil and heresy. Though our efforts are through our efforts, the people through our efforts are the people of Darkshire kept safe. You believe yourself worthy to join us. I once thought as you, disillusioned by the complacency of the Watch, I joined Master Caravan. If you wish to prove yourself, it will not be true words. Test your skills against Nightbane Worgen in the Bright Wood Grove. We'll see if you have what it takes to hunt these monsters.
Or the Alliance.
Yeah. I choose to believe, my guy is the most convincing of actors. It's just like, it's a glandular issue. When anyone points out that he's a Worgen. It's glandular. What a name. Just looking at this, guys. Victory Prism Antras. Look who we have here! Tobias Mistmantle. Now, it's been quite a while since I played it, but since I played, the early Worgen quests, I honestly feel I kind of need to go back over it. But if memory serves, Tobias Mistmantle was actually a relevant NPC back up here. And I can't see the old map, it's the ruins of Gilneas now, not Gilneas. And I swear Gilneas looks a bit different than I remembered. But, there's sadly piss hole here. You go here once for a Cataclysm Rogue quest, a legendary thing. But that's it. There's nothing else there beyond that quest. They never did anything more with Gilneas, and I really hope they do. I really hope they expand on it and continue it. Since the whole thing with Sylvanas and again is still going on, there's still that hatred that we see in Legion. Watch my early Legion episodes if you want to see that. Just watch my Legion episodes as a whole. What am I trying to say? But yeah, that's the hatred still there. They're not forgetting about this. But I really wish to see more of the Gulneus thing. Of course, considering the way the expansions are going, I probably don't see them getting back to this anytime soon. We're currently in Argus, and I don't know where the plot thread is going from there. But in all likelihood, we're going to keep going. We're going to go to a different world. That's my guess. We're going to keep fucking around the cosmos. I just kind of hope the Ilden thing kind of dies off. There's a fanboy, Ilden fanboy, who's retconning Ilden being an evil cunt. Ilden enslaved beings. He was mind controlling people. In the back of my mind, there's always the question of where those concubines came from. But even ignoring that, because that's a bit up in the air, Ilden was clearly evil in Burning Crusade, but then has Inaru turn around and tell us that he was a good guy. While Ilden did kill Inaru, that could be a sign of the fanboy still, that Ilden is gooder. He's a better person than a Naru. Of course, it could just be a sign that Naru are corrupt, are bad in their own way. According to, I remember seeing a bit of a quote tossed around. I never saw the quote myself, but it's in Outlands, in Tokar Forest. You can find one of the bird people, Aranaraka, a believer of the light, who says the light calls him to kill non-believers. Or something. And if the Naru are the personification of the light, and the light calls for non-believers to be killed, then it would fall, that's the light, and, basically the light's will being enforced on non-believers. It's not too much of a jump for the Naru to force their will on believers. It's not that much of a jump. They're already doing it with those who don't believe. So maybe it's not necessarily fanboydom there, if you think of it in that regard. But in all likelihood, it probably is. It's the more likely answer. Just with me, you always got to keep in mind that spontaneous combustion is always on the list of possibilities. What will I have for breakfast? Cereal? No. Toast? Maybe. Spontaneous combustion? Yeah, it's always on the list somewhere.
What can I do for you?
I remember people bitching about the Ghanaian accents.
Oi. We've been walled up for far too long.
I'm not sure if I necessarily have an issue, but yeah. I'm here because I received a letter from my brother Stelvin, who I haven't seen in years. On arriving here, I was told he was dead. The entire town refuses to offer any further explanation, and he mentioned his name is met with terror and suspicion, as if I didn't have enough of that myself. I'm afraid of what will happen if my frustration and anger grows any further. I beg you, help me get to the bottom of this. Implore Clerk Daltrey for any information he may have on my brother.
We are bound by a common enemy.
To be honest, the residents of Azeroth have so many common enemies, I'm not sure which one Tobias there meant. I swear there's also a quest we can get over... Maybe that's actually the quest. I'm not sure. There's a quest I think we can get over here.
How are you?
Can I help you? I love he pays me for coming up to talk to him. Cue my character leaving the building, coming up again, and the guy just keeps paying me. I end up with just his clothes, job, and, life. I am now, by the end of it, I am now Clark Daltrey. You want to know about Stalvin? They're not the first, you know. We get outsiders coming and asking about him every so often. Always outsiders. Everyone who lives here knows better. You're out of luck anyway. I'm missing half the archives. Feral Worgen broke into the town hall not a few nights ago and tore the place to shreds. The documents you'll want are probably strewn all across Brightwood Grove by now, deep in the woods to the west. Not worth it if you ask me.
Have a good one.
So, what staff is she using? Because, damn it. Let's go look. Oh. Oh, they really didn't want me to know. It just looks like the icon for like an enchanting rod, so I was just curious as to what it was. So it seems... Let's... Actually no, we get a quest to go up to Abercrombie. In this case, let us head this way. Let's head up here. We'll go this way up. So, yeah. There's also some king's blood here. I know Khadgar's whiskers are named after Khadgar, but what's king's blood in relation to? I presume some king's blood, but just wondering about the inspiration for the name. Let's wander this way. So many people are peeing here. It's like, Christ.
It's too far away.
I really do kind of regret coming to an RP server for that reason. So many people RPing here, as you'd expect. I came here for the a guild that didn't mind people not RPing. Then I just felt awkward to join.
I need to get
And the longer I've not been joined, the more awkward it's gotten. For some reason, the dark runners don't count as killing the Worgen here. You literally have to kill the ones called Nightbane Worgen. Where are those letters? They're up here somewhere. Isn't that the same model for a tent that the orcs had?
I need a target.
I think a lot of people have the, buy the same tents. They could just go to Tentco and buy the generic villain tent. Also, it's really weird. Every so often when I'm talking, I swear I start slipping into a different accent. Once I was saying, nice place you have here. Like, I was making a joke, nice place you have here. Shame if something happened to it. And I go from apparently an Italian accent into an Irish one. I didn't even know I was doing an Italian accent. I was just, apparently. I can't do it now, I have no idea. Like, normally, like I have a facial expression. Oh, I to do my count thing, I move my mouth in a certain way. I go, one. I can't do it right now. It feels awkward to do it with the headset on because I have to exaggerate my mouth so much. One. Can't. But yeah, I can do it good normally. But like I have certain mannerisms, certain things. Certain like hand gestures and all that. I have no idea what I was doing with the Italian accent, so it just happened. I just slide into it. But yeah. Ooh, I can read this. A stack of unsent mail. To the Honourable Headmaster Crane. Oh, I remember these quests. I remember reading these before. But, let's go this way. But yeah, I really wish I could do that accent, right? The voice, right? You know, the Count from Sesame Street. I can do a great voice of him. But it's just not working for me right now. One Worgen, two Worgens, better. I still feel like I'm not doing it quite right. Again, because the headset's on. Well, I'm blaming it on that. It's an easy one to blame on. But yeah, let's grab... Ooh, iron. We'll grab this. But it's not necessarily an accurate thing to blame. So, yeah. I'm getting underleveled in mining. I'm getting nuggets now. Which is a bloody bitch. Uh, 10 nuggets into 1 ore. Actually, nuggets aren't really that much of an issue.
I don't have a target.
Like I've just gotten 2.7 ore here. It's actually not that bad. Good to know. So it doesn't really matter if I end up underleveled. I'll read these in a second. Mouth tab. Yes, ye have vision. Good. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. I remember I was saying about the voice, but I can't remember. Well, oh yeah, I was just saying I would start sliding into different accents, and I've no idea why. It just happens. Probably like with the Dionysus thing. I just feel like I have to say it in a southern twang. Dionysus. Or at least what I perceive to be this kind of southern-y twang. Tastes like wolf. To the Honourable Headmaster Crane. My former master, I write to you so that you may know what your apprentice has been doing of late. Paying heed to your advice, I sought to build my knowledge and wisdom through travel outside the gates of our beloved Stormwind. My journeys took me to many places, but I decided to take up residence here in the lovely town of Moonbrook. The surrounding fields of Westfall are most beautiful as the harvest approaches. It's southern Westfall. Here is Moonbrook. Oh well, it's just south of that fight point, I should say. Just south. Within just a few days of my visit, I found myself tutoring the local children from the nearby farmlands. Lessons went so well that the town mayor commissioned me to run a school, and construction has begun on a brand new schoolhouse. From Silverpine to Stormwind, and now Moonbrook. From Silverpine to Stormwind, and now Moonbrook. Who would have guessed I would see so much of Azeroth? Warm regards, Stelvin Mistmantle. Noble sir, word of your need for a tutor for your children has travelled to me here in Goldshire, where I take up temporary residence in the Lion's Pride Inn. Due to the unfortunate state of affairs in the region, I was forced to abandon my post as headmaster of the Moonbrook Schoolhouse. Please accept my application to serve as tutor for your offspring. Headmaster Crane of the Academy would speak to you of my abilities if necessary. Can speak to you of my abilities if necessary. I shall travel to meet you in person when the winter rains subside and roads are suitable for travel once again. Until then, Salvin Mistmantle of Silverpine. Sounds fine so far. Not sure why people have such an issue. So.
I'm out of range.
think I might actually skirt around this way and go over here. Also, here in the middle of Duskwood is a portal that the Dragons of Nightmare would use. Dragons of Nightmare were a cadre of 4 green dragons that had been twisted by the Nightmare. They were classic WoW raid bosses, too burly to take on solo. They were removed in Cataclysm with the revamp of the zones quite disappointingly. As I was saying with my Dorkar playthrough, I can see why people would like to play, a classic server, because they'll get to see all the stuff that was removed and changed over the years. But I certainly, like I was saying there, I couldn't see myself playing on such a server permanently, because there were changes that I quite agree with. Paladins back in the day, from what I hear, were quite gimped. The only way you could play them seriously, like in raid and whatnot, was as a healer and nothing but. Same with all the hybrid classes, from what I hear. The sign that one raid group had a druid tank for Molten Core. It was a sign of how, it was apparently quite unusual from what way I heard, and it was a sign of just how well geared or over geared maybe the group was. It's been quite a while since I heard the account, so plus it's only one person's perspective, so maybe it's a flawed one. But yeah, basically the image I have of Classic was of one where my main class is quite gimped and limited, and even if I wasn't to raid, I'm not really sure how soloable, how easily it is to solo as a paladin. I suppose I could play a different class for it, but paladins are my kind of main thing, they're my go-to kind of thing, So, yeah. The dusky lumps have quite a low drop rate. Spiders are kind of like big crabs. Not really. Because I saved a skunk, another wolf must kill it. Interesting. Probably should use mounts more and whatnot just to get between these, because I'm just feeling a little impatient right now. Alright. We'll double back over here, get the spiders, then we'll move to the other side. Because there's a quest over on the western half that sends us back to town. So I just kind of want to start it. And at least have that in the log, even if we aren't going over there just yet. And if there isn't a quest, indeed isn't a quest, then it's not a big deal. There is actually an item here within Duskwood that's quite relevant to Duskwood plot. And it actually finally makes an appearance in the game in Legion, which is great. Also, we're just about to run out of inventory space. But yeah, it finally turns up in Legion. We'll see it. Actually, sorry, it actually did turn up in the game in Cataclysm, didn't it? What? Didn't we find the side of a loon in Cataclysm? In the Glenane zones? Weren't we preventing Sylvanas from getting our hands on it? So, maybe... yeah. Yeah, that was the first appearance of it, but it's an actual thing for the beyond just a generic quest item. It appears as a usable thing for druids. It's one of their artifact weapons. I'd like to see the lore behind that. Though really, I should be, before I worry about the lore for that stuff, really should go and see the let me rephrase this. There's 2 artifact weapons for paladins I haven't yet seen. The tank one and the healing one. And I haven't done their quest yet. I haven't read their lore yet. And I really should. I really should go and do so.